the bomb got dropped upon us all. And the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we're going to be continuing the Lost Memories Second Chances campaign. I have here with me today Ice, Cold, Wind, Moon, Chin, and Nez. And before anybody comments, yes, I am still recovering from an illness, and yes, I do sound vaguely like Morgan Freeman. Before we get started, I would like to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. Tomorrow we will not be having a Heart of Darkness campaign, as there will be a temporary hiatus for BabsCon. Although I will be doing a Marvel Rivals stream on Twitch. And other than that, like I said, I will be at BabsCon starting next week. And I don't think there's anything else to announce, so let's go ahead and get started with the recap.
Let's see. Well, 5 weeks ago, we arrived at the cathedral ship via a very violent teleport. Everybody but I think one person got sick, and good thing the ship stank, so nobody alive people had thrown up in their suits. It was decided that since we can't exactly have magically beings walking around, that we would take us to the prison and worry about a prison break later. Doc has pretty much been taking the lead on that. We saw, once we were down in the prison, Shadowfire and his containment cube being taken into a very heavily guarded security area. We overheard something talking about the Tesseract. Finally, kind of ended up by the prisoners. Some were marked with skulls, which were pretty much psychos. Most looked kind of just dejected. We finally got to our prison room, and Sven decided it'd be a good time to go berserk. Did finally get her under control. Doc made sure nobody hurt her permanently because you don't want to piss off scientists. Once we were in the jail, the other three figured, okay, we gotta find some place to, sleep, regroup, and find out what the hell we are going to do. And they were on the way to do that when Discord went kaboom.
Okay.
That's where we left off.
So.
Oh, and a reminder for the prisoners, all of our gear was taken.
So. I still do not have a map of any kind for the cathedral ship, so we're sticking with Theater of the Mind.
I think that's fine. Our characters don't have a map either.
For my group on the cathedral ship,
Hold on, what's my character's name? Okay, there we go.
you guys are currently in the what appears to essentially be a small city. Well, small is... We'll use the word cramped, rather. Because you can't see the outer limits of the area, other than the fact that there is a massive metal ceiling above it. The place is bustling with various creatures, though primarily earth ponies. You also see other races considered non-magical, such as griffins, and the occasional Pegasus. You guys are moving forward with exploring the area, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you continue stepping through, a lot of the people are just kind of giving you a wide berth when you hear somebody clear their throat and ask, "Y'all ain't from around here, are you?"
It's my first day.
Very funny. That's not what I meant. Feel free to, if you have deception or something akin to it, to roll that.
Who's with us? Who's traveling?
If you want to,
It's just us three.
Okay.
Let's see. I have acting and fast talk.
Well, Doc already beat you to it with a crit success.
Oh. Damn.
So, a griffin with more cybernetics than flesh steps out and taps on Doc's helmet and asks, "So they stopped teaching you to turn on the suit in basic?"
Okay, so I fell asleep in that class.
He narrows his good eye at you.
Look, he's strong enough to move it without turning it on. No one really questions it.
That one I believe. I've seen Stranger. But I take it you're not one of the tin cans.
Nah, covering down. Additional duties.
He seems mildly frustrated, as if he's fishing for something else information-wise. As he asks, no, that's not what I mean. Like, you're not one of them, right?
Look, I don't know what politics you have going on here. I've been in the field for like the past 6 months.
He waves a hand in front of his face and says, "It smells like it's been longer."
Well, you know what? You try walking around the waste in an unpowered suit that no one's going, or everyone thinks you're joking when you say you don't know how to turn it on.
He gets a sly look in his eye and says, "I know how to turn them on."
Are you gonna tell me?
It's a little more complicated than that. I'm gonna need you to come with me.
I follow because I don't see any way this can possibly go bad.
We're so fucked. Yeah, I
On a
follow.
scale of 1
Yeah,
to
we're
10.
gonna follow.
So he has you follow him through a weaving corridor of alleys. If you have urban survival, you can roll that, but otherwise you will be lost.
Alright, let me roll. Let me cook.
So
Oh shit,
Geargrease
you got
is
urban survival?
Yeah.
Yep.
I am lost.
I am so fucking lost.
Geargrease, you're the only one that would be able to navigate back unassisted.
Okay.
But when he gets you to a seemingly random panel of the wall, he knocks on it and it kind of sinks back and then slides out of the way. And he gestures for you guys to step in.
I do the irresponsible thing and step in.
Okay.
I guess it should be safe, right? I asked him that.
The griffin just kind of like scoffs and says, "Oh, of course, yes."
Oh, okay. If you say so. And I walk in.
So inside is a variety of different tools, some of which you guys don't recognize the use for. Doc, you see a variety of like medical instruments amongst the tools, there's a table at the far end that looks suspiciously like a cross between a barber's chair and a operation table, with like just a dizzying array of arms, and above it, full of tools and various instruments.
I have a question. Would Ivory recognize like torture tools and stuff, if there are any in this room?
I mean, everything's a torture tool if you try hard enough.
God damn it.
That is entirely fair and true. So Ivory is going full paranoia right now, but
So the Griffin steps in, closes the panel behind him, and picks up a large brick-shaped piece of equipment and walks over to Ivory and plugs it into a socket that you didn't know existed on the shoulder of your battle suit, and starts running diagnostics before
okay.
giving you a sly grin and saying, I knew you weren't from around here. So, what brings you to these parts?
We were delivering in some prisoners and got swept up.
Oh, cut the act. Unless you're a female earth pony under there, I'm pretty sure you're not who's supposed to be wearing this armor.
I'm a female earth pony.
He steps over, does the same thing to your suit, and then says, "No, this one's supposed to be a male Pegasus."
We just got the suits mixed up.
Are you saying you two have been lying to me this whole time?
I feel like someone played an elaborate prank and swapped our laundry.
Keep my mouth shut.
He heaves
I
a
wonder why you think
sigh
I turn on the suits.
and walks over to Doc, does the same thing, and then asks, "So what's your name?"
That's a good question. I got blown up a bit ago.
You know, I'm not going to turn you in for this, right?
Great, that means a bribe.
Well, you see,
Okay,
you have...
full disclosure, I'm really bad at doing cosmetic surgeries.
What? No, I
What?
don't want a surgery.
Oh,
I mean, do you see my workspace? I can do my own.
I mean, that doesn't mean you're good at it.
I mean, just because it's cheaper to do cybernetics doesn't mean that I'm bad at it.
No, but I'm saying, like, you can't reconstruct a hand, you just get a new hand. That's like cheating.
Is it really
To
cheating
be
if
fair,
I'm just using
cybernetics
what's
are
around?
pretty cool.
He does happen to have a cybernetic claw at the moment.
Oh yeah, never mind. That is fucking cool. Alright,
Anyways.
what you want?
I can not only break the biolocks on your armor, but turn them on for you. However, there's some individuals that I would like shall we say, liberated. See, not everybody here likes living here. Despite our, we'll say, glorious leaders' propensity for military dictatorship and, you know, insistence that this is the best life we could live, some of us would like to be back on the surface. You know how many generations have lived in this ship? Of course not. You're surface dwellers, aren't you?
I would have to suggest probably enough that it wouldn't be a generational divide.
I'm gonna guess 6.
I'm gonna be entirely honest. I don't know the answer to that question either.
So what is it that you want from us?
Didn't I
You want us
just...
to overthrow your dictator? Well, you said free people. But free people usually leads to overthrowing dictators.
I mean, if you were capable of that, I doubt you would be wearing the armor.
Give us like
A little sabotage always helps an insurrection.
6 months? Yeah, give us like 6 months.
I can probably cause the ship to blow up, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, please don't do that.
Yeah, what is wrong with you? People live here, apparently.
Your Grace's ears just droop.
Why do you look so disappointed?
Because there has been so many times they wanted explosions to be the answer, but sadly, it's not actually the answer as often as you might think.
What? No, I gave the wrong suggestion.
Here, have a stick of dynamite, play with that.
Anyways, these suits are quite difficult to crack, because you're going to not only need me to break the biometric locks, but also to make new ones that they won't question.
Oh, we're gonna go on a list, aren't we?
That's the problem. You won't be on the list. I can get you access to certain areas, but I can't get you access to everything. See, I've got a very limited amount of data that I've stolen to, we'll say, load onto the list of places you're allowed to be. But, given that this is going to take a minute, why don't you tell me why you're here to begin with?
We were kind of sneaking around, then everyone came to the ship, and then we stepped on the teleport pad because we were kind of just following everyone, and now we're here, and now I don't actually know what to do. But these two people keep following me thinking I know what to do, when in reality, I've been making it up as I go and embracing my inner psycho. Just a little bit, not too much, as a treat.
Oh.
In all honesty, your maximum level shit talking has been rather useful.
I thought we were here for some kind of pyramid thing or something.
We have clear objectives?
Yes, we do have a clear objective.
I mean, you know, besides breaking our...
He's just going to stare at the. He's just going to stare at the griffin for a moment, just unsure if he should say it out loud.
Look, you've already been talking as is. I already know you're here for something, even if you didn't initially mean to confirm it. So at this point, it's either you tell me, or I just put a bug in the suit and wait to find out either way.
Well, that's bold because all the people who know what they're doing are currently in jail.
So, out of character question, Moon,
Ivory's-
do you actually
Ivory's
not
just
remember?
gonna sigh.
No, I 100% remember.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Are you kidding? Confused and Stupid is like the ultimate card to play.
Yes, but sometimes I
Really?
can't tell if that card is being played IRL or just in character.
Do you want me to start telling you when I actively play it?
Most of the time it doesn't matter, but like it's been so long since we played this game that I needed to make sure.
I mean, to be fair, like, playing stupid is technically deception.
Be honest, I actually needed a reminder. I just know the pyramid or something like that.
Tesseract.
We're trying to get Luna and Shadowfire out of here.
And
That's
they
our
are
goal.
being held in the
break
Tesseract.
them out. Yeah. To break them out and then break our friends out and leave.
But if we tell them that, then we're going to be watched more closely because then we're a more active threat. Instead of just a
Yeah.
bunch of wastelanders who just accidentally stumbled aboard the ship being watched like it's some fucking joke, taking bets how long until they get caught.
I just remember getting attacked by a dog. So, yeah.
Get attacked
Ice.
by a dog.
Yeah, Ice's character.
Oh. I don't know why my lizard decides every time that I sit down to start streaming that is the time to scale the cage and then drag her claws all the way down them.
She just wants to be part of the stream.
Anyways. The griffin kind of like shakes his head and says, "One way or another, I'll figure out why you're here. And there's nothing you can do about it either. Because you need the suits turned on. And I doubt any of you have the abilities to not only open up the programming, but find where I hid whatever it is that I used to find out what you're here for."
Out of a character, what role would that be?
It'd be a series
Are you
of,
programming?
because you would need the battle suit armory to like get to the stuff that you need to, and then it would be programming to find it.
Okay, so I have everything except for the battle suit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna turn to the dock and I forgot the other Pyre. Or no, not Pyre. Ivory.
No. Yeah,
Ivory. Maybe we should help, like get their help and tell them, so we don't have to worry, right?
Ivory is going to sigh obnoxiously loudly, and go, "Well, fine. We're here because I have a personal death wish with Steelbrand, a bit of a vendetta."
The griffin rolls his good eye and says, "Get in line, who doesn't?"
Well, you wanted my reason. Whether or not it's a good reason, that's mine.
Didn't know the surfacers had that much of a death wish. But what was that
Well-
about the pyramid you were looking for?
I'm not supposed to say anything.
They're obsessed with geometric shapes. It's a quirk.
It's a
when we
mental
thawed
disorder.
them out from ice.
Gear Grace just puts her hoof over her mouth.
Roll fast talk at a -4.
Or who?
Ooh.
Me, who said it was a mental disorder, or Ice, who said it was
Yeah.
a quirk?
That was fiction,
Are
and
I-
fiction is the one rolling.
Oh, fiction. You can do it. I believe in you.
Come on. I just gotta get a 10.
Oh, this is
do it.
50-50.
Yeah, you can do
Yes.
it, right? Yeah.
Nope.
Wait a second.
What am I waiting
I
for?
don't have any points. Damn, I can't re-roll it. I don't have any character points to re-roll.
Wait, you used your 1 point from last session already? That what the
Yeah,
session
level
5
up.
weeks ago?
So he looks very unconvinced and says, "Yeah, I don't think that that's what she meant by that." And then he sits down and crosses his arms and says, "So, let's try this again. What are you guys here for? Because I'm not going to help somebody that I might end up sinking what is currently the place that I live. So we're going to need a little more honesty in this."
Well, honestly, we have no intentions of sinking our ship because it's massive and will probably destroy the planet below if it crashes.
Well, at least one of you has a brain cell. But what's this pyramid got to do with it?
So, what if I told
Where's my
you
modifier?
you didn't have to live on a ship?
Okay, good.
I already knew that. When we came back into orbit, Gear Grease, are you gonna say something now?
Yes. It's definitely
Irene
not.
is going to put
because-
his hoof over, like, Gear Grease's helmet. It's not gonna block anything, but he's just like,
Keep going, Wind.
let him deal with it.
I'm just saying that it's not because we're here to free some kind of
Gear Grease?
weird. I'm telling him what it's not for. We're not here to free any kind of
No,
creature.
you
You know, that has to be trapped in a pyramid or something like that. But yeah, that's not the reason why we're here. Just throwing that out there.
He
Mark that
raises
off your list.
he raises his only
Over his
eyebrow.
face calmly.
He raises his only eyebrow and lets out a low whistle and says, "You're going after the Tesseract, aren't you?"
Well,
Thank
I
you,
guess
Gear
there goes all
Grease, for being
pretense.
so truthful.
That is a very good trait to have. Not for the type of work we do.
I'm sorry. But at least now we know that they can help us, right?
We knew that before you told them the truth.
Oh, right.
Good job. We're playing poker and you just dropped your entire hand. And our hands.
You just showed a 7-2 split.
What?
So, out of curiosity, do you even know what the Tesseract is?
Not really.
From my guess,
Really?
it's a sort of spatial prison.
Not exactly. So, there's no easy way to put this, but for all intents and purposes, he's actually sitting in a box. Or she. Because nobody goes in there without being special in some way. But, if you can't break them out of the Tesseract properly, you might as well just leave them in there because they'll be as good as a corpse to you. I'm not privy to the details, but that prison, I guess would be a word for it, breaks people in ways that I've never seen before. We had one person, they barely guard the damn thing, because we dragged him out of there, and he ended up dying of dehydration and starvation before we could figure out how to free him from it.
Oh.
That's all I really
Listen
know.
to the lost.
So, unless you can show some extraordinary skills of some sort that are deemed enough of a threat that they put you in there as well, I don't know how you're going to make it out with whoever it is you're after being actually functional. I don't really care who you're here to save, but I figured I'd at least give you that one.
Is skills the only thing that matters for going into the box? Or is reputation of importance as well?
I mean, if you have some sort of like majorly disruptive kind of reputation, I've seen some major political enemies of Steel Brands go in there. Basically, if you make a big enough ruckus in a way that is substantial enough to them that it could cause major damage, then yes. Or if you happen to be, shall we say, gifted. There's those that are born on this ship that are such a threat that it's tantamount to what they call heresy.
Oh, that's good. We have a gifted person, a heretic, and a person with a massive reputation.
Quite literally, yes.
Yes, but are the kind of threat that would go into the Tesseract, though?
Are you talking about the gifted? Or the heretic? Or the reputation?
All of the above. Because if you just have a reputation, that doesn't necessarily mean you go in the Tesseract. You have to be a threat.
Well, if you have a reputation for not dying.
I mean, you could just go into a regular cell and be poked and prodded. You need to have a reputation for being hard to contain, too.
What if you what if it's someone that can like wait, actually I don't know if she knows about Emerald's ability. Never mind.
Well,
Well,
there
the
goes that
heretic
well.
definitely would.
Yeah, so all we got is a heretic.
I'm assuming that you brought a unicorn with you?
If that what you're referring to as a heretic, then yes.
According
I
to
thought
the
we were talking
big
about a
wigs.
different kind of heretic.
In that case, we have a few heretics.
Yes.
Now, are we talking like y'all's Wastelander unicorns? Are we talking an old world one?
An old world?
Well, we know an Old War 1, but we didn't bring them.
What is an old world one?
See, we've been told about the unicorns of modern Equestria they don't quite measure up.
It's like bringing a pistol to a rocket fight.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. That's a pretty apt description of what we've been told. They were promising to retake Equestria from all of the remains of the Equestrian monarchy. Not that anybody believes there's anything left of it. Especially the last batch of unicorns that got captured and brought here. One of them couldn't even erect a barrier that stood on its own. Never had to watch a magic barrier get propped up by the one casting it. I thought them things just stood on their own.
Apparently they kind of do, but they fade. Or something like that. I don't know. I fucking hate magic.
I think they're implying that like they made like a flat.
I used to
sheet,
hate
and then
magic.
like it wasn't like floating.
What he's implying is actually the unicorn had to physically prop up his own barrier. Like he tried to cast a shield and then it fell over if it didn't have support.
Wait, are you talking about the unicorns that sit there and follow the giant barrier circle thing?
The what?
The ones that follow the giant barrier around the castle.
That's like one
Can't
guy.
block barrier.
Canterlot?
unicorn has performance issues. Got it.
I can't say that I understand what you're talking about. Remember, I've never been to the surface.
You wouldn't know what a Kazite is.
It's terrible at this time of year.
I mean, it's gotta be better than here.
I mean, it's got engine season right now, so.
Yes, but haven't they been brought to heel?
No.
If this is your heel, then you might need to rethink that.
He looks genuinely
There-
confused.
Ivory's gonna kind of morbidly chuckle for a moment. No, they still wander. In fact, your FPC has... The reason why I have a whole vendetta is that you've recruited my people who worship the god engines, follow them around and kill all in sight, and, follow in their wake of destruction and loot afterwards. I've fallen from their graces because of the FPC, and my power has been usurped.
Wait,
My apprentice is a survivor from a god engine attack.
you worship god engines? And he just like
Used
bursts
to.
into laughter.
Look, you have nothing better than like a 308 rifle and have giant stop death mechs roaming the wastelands. You'll start to think they're a god too.
When quite literally anything that shows up on the horizon is just annihilated by them, people tend to think they're harbingers of death. I've fallen from that path. I no longer worship them. I see them as what they are, but I used to.
He wipes a tear from his good eye as he says, "Oh, my great ancestor was one of the ones who worked on them."
Well, your great ancestor was an asshole.
Oh, I'm sure. I never met him,
Yes.
given that he's quite a few generations removed. But it doesn't change. They're just big machines.
Yeah. Now, kill it with a 308 rifle.
He kind of shrugs and says, I guess I'll give you that much.
Well, about the us getting inside of that tesseract. What if we cause a disruption on the ship? Would we be able to, if we let ourselves get captured, would they throw us in?
More than likely, you would end up where the bunch that you brought with you are. Most prisoners don't need much more than that. You're gonna need to figure out a way to make yourself significant enough of a threat to warrant the Tesseract.
Wait, you said earlier that a lot of people don't want to be here on the ship, right?
Correct. In fact,
What if
there's
there was
a
some-
underground rebellion trying
What if
to
we,
escape.
What if we help that rebellion? And if we succeed to escaping, will they lead us to the Tesseract?
Yeah, I feel like we have some pretty aligned values here.
Yes.
You see him ponder for a moment, and then a grin spreads across his face and as he says, I think I might have an idea. But first, I need to get those suits working for you.
So, cards on table time?
It's on table time.
So, what I'm going to need from you is I'm going to need you to get higher access. Like I said, I can only get you a few doors opening, you know, your standard fare. But you need an officer's access. There's a chip in every suit, normally inserted in the back of the helmet, that I need you to get. You get me that, and then I will get you access to not only be able to open prison cells, but to also access the teleporter. Once we access the teleporter and free the individuals both you and I are interested in, then myself and those individuals will follow you to the teleporter, and then we'll set an alarm off so that you get caught, but we get away. And because of the nature of the escape, that should be enough for you to be made an example of, especially if you are treated as the leader. Though it would need to be a singular individual. The rest of you would more than likely be returned to one of the glass cells.
I look at Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like the type of terrible idea we do.
So you need to figure out who it is that is going to be the, shall we say, sacrifice?
Doc, you can do that, right?
What, sacrifice myself? Yeah,
Yeah.
I live fine. Worst case scenario, I die and come back again.
And with that part
What?
being settled, I'm also going to leave you with a bit of a failsafe. Once you give me that access, I will make 2 copies. And it'll take a bit of a uncomfortable approach, but I will make sure that one of you has that access on you at all times. Sound like a deal?
One more thing. Are you able to show me how to activate and deactivate suits, since you know how to do them?
I'm afraid that in order to get this moving, we may not have time for that.
Oh, okay. Next
Besides,
time.
trade secrets.
Do you happen to have some normal uniforms that I can just throw on so I'm not like nesting around?
The issue with that is that the only places that soldiers are permitted to wear those uniforms is in their barracks. Otherwise, you're expected to be in those suits. Good news is, once I get them turned on and the bio lock's broken, then you won't have to lug them so much as they will assist you in movement.
Well, I guess you two scrawnies are going to be having a hard time for a bit then.
He scratches his chin and says, "It should take me about 2 hours to get everything put together and ready to go. So you can take the suits off for now and hang around here. I wouldn't advise as to go wandering off."
Oh, okay.
And
Alright, we'll just hang out here then.
And with that, he begins helping you guys to get out of the suits and tinkering with things. Quite a few comments on the remains of what was thrown up in your suits as he also cleans them.
Just to make sure, the FPC doesn't know what my face actually looks like, right?
You're known for your mask.
Okay.
And since your crows normally wear different colored masks from yours, they know that specifically the black mask is you. Because your crows kind of wear the different colored masks as a sign of position. White being lowest, red being in the middle, and then black being you.
Am I like a boogeyman?
For people that live in the waste, kind of. Not so much for the FPC, you're just a minor nuisance. Right now, that is.
That's until I put cancer-causing agents in the water supply.
Nameless, how likely would it be that one of the few people when Ivory aided the FPC would actually recognize them? If they were here.
We're talking a group with potentially millions. So, very, like, we're talking, like, if there was 15 of them, it's like 15 out of a million.
Okay, so he's pretty safe as long as, like, Steelbrand doesn't show up. If Steelbrand even remembers him.
Yeah, essentially.
Which, I don't know, Ivory yaps a lot, so... might remember his voice, because, damn, that annoying Wastelander.
You're assuming they actually paid attention to you.
That's a good point. The code just zoned him out.
I mean, the suits come with, like, all kinds of sensory inputs and outputs. They could have literally just turned off their ears.
Yeah, just turn down the volume. That's funny.
It's like, God, he won't shut up.
Oh, this guy won't
sweet
shut
silence.
Yeah, exactly.
I do find it hilarious that Wind was the one that revealed everything. Oop, I did not.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
I saw it coming.
I'm really
the character
not
who knows
surprised.
the least revealed all of it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I rule. Yeah, I have a suit and everything, and just fucked up face.
Yeah, are the suits ready, Nameless?
No.
Are we there yet?
So for the prison crew,
Yay, I get to play now.
all three. There's only 3 of you, right? I'm not
Yep.
tripping.
Yes.
It's 6 players.
It's 6, 3 in each group.
Okay.
6.5 players.
Nebula's down on the surface.
Yes, with Crazy,
Crazy
Joe.
J, yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you guys decided that bringing the deity-sized alicorn equivalent is not a good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, I forgot that she was there.
Not exactly the most useful. Also, we didn't want to bring her because she might get in trouble.
Her existence would be trouble on that
She's-
ship.
She's roughly the same size as Frenzied Flame and Rainshine, who are both known deities in the setting.
Yeah. And
So-
that kind of size makes her a really easy target for bullets.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but if they assume that every big creature like that, because changelings seem to follow a similar logic with that, is deity, that means she goes in Tesseract too. Which means you now
Yeah,
have
exactly.
2 people to pull out of the Tesseract, because Luna was
3.
already a non-threat. Yeah, you only had that
Yeah, so she's
Shadowfire was put in the Tesseract confirmed.
Yeah.
But all 3 of you get dragged out of the cell at different times. Nez,
Uh-huh.
you get set in front of a series of metallic cubes and told to float them.
I reach out with my hoof and grab one. Like, how heavy is it?
Hold on. Roll me a quick dex.
Okay.
As you reach out to touch it, you hear a slight hum sound, and manage to yank your hoof away just in time as a pop of electricity happens. And then the command to float them is repeated.
I turn towards. I assume the voice is coming from a speaker.
Yes, there's a speaker and a one-way window across from where you're sitting.
I turn to the speaker and frown at it, and then I turn back to the cubes and I scrunch my face up trying, and just completely fail.
So you doing the concentrated face or the constipated face?
I'm pulling a Twilight. I'm pointing my horn at it, and I'm guys, my eyes are shut, and I'm holding them really tight. I'm clenching my teeth a little. Nothing is happening.
Several. They appear to be Earth ponies in what look like some sort of hazmat suit walk in. They take the table and the cubes out from in front of you. 2 of them are standing to either side of you with what look like, for lack of a better way to describe it, cattle prods. And another set of similarly dressed ponies drag in another table and this one has an odd object. It looks like a large coin sitting on it. And when the ponies all leave the room and the door is shut again, the speaker commands you to touch the coin.
I hesitantly reach out towards the coin slowly, afraid of getting zapped again.
So when your hoof makes contact to the coin, it disintegrates.
Well, I hoof jerks back again.
Coin is been turned into essentially a fine powder. And you can hear the sounds of voices from the other side of the window, but they're not coming through clearly because they aren't using the speaker. You can attempt to roll a perception to see if you can make out what is being said, though. So you can't quite make out every word, but you're getting snippets that make it sound like they've run into people like you before. There's comments of you being numbered as subject 013, and that you are exhibiting anti-magic properties, much like similar subjects.
I'm not. Emerald is not sure what to think about that.
You are then promptly surrounded by the same suited ponies, bundled into a straitjacket, and then stuck in a cell opposite your companions. As Kindle is it Kindle or is it Pyre?
It's Pyre in this one.
Or no,
Pyre.
it's Pyre. Ah.
See, he
It's in
can't
the
even
bottom
remember.
left corner.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Synonyms.
Pyre is then dragged off.
1 second. I've got 4 legs. Is the straitjacket like preventing me from standing up?
Yes, essentially all you are allowed to do is sit. Sit and stare at the diamond dog, who is a recent companion, but companion nonetheless. Ice, for you, the strange little absence of stuff is been moved around, and every time they open the cell, you get jabbed by shocky sticks.
Unfun.
Kindle, you get brought into a room much like what Emerald was just in, and ordered to levitate cubes as well.
Pyre, but at this point we're all screwing that up.
Wait, what?
Pyre just you Kindle.
Oh. Pyre.
We're all fucking it up today.
Yeah, apparently.
Pyre's just kind of like looks at the cubes, kind of like looks up to the mirror, just unimpressed, and just kind of sits there.
Roll a health check. You manage to like hold it together as a electric current is run through the chair that you're sitting on, and the command to levitate the cubes is repeated.
Am I like tied down to the chair?
Yes.
That was a yes.
Yes. They're running experiments on you.
She like glowers at the window, kind of looks back at the cubes, looks at the window, and just kind of sits there.
They warn you that if you continue to refuse to comply, they will up the shock.
Fire just kind of rolls her eyes, puts like her head in one hoof, and continues to like look at it before sighing deeply. You think I wouldn't have done it by now if I could do it?
They tell you to give them the effort regardless.
Pyre is starting to get pretty angry at this point. It just continues to glower, but closes her eyes and concentrates, and she's just kind of thinking the entire time, I'm gonna burn these people, I'm gonna burn these people, I'm gonna burn these people.
So, when you open your eyes, one of the cubes has floated. The rest of them have shifted, except for the last two.
Pyre is just like staring at them, dumbfounded.
You can hear the sounds of voices on the other side of the window. You can roll perception to see if you hear what they're saying.
Specifically hearing, probably.
Yes. The words are difficult to hear, but you do hear that and your number is 978. Subject 978 is able to interact with a substance that they say the name, but like between the space that you were like the space from between you and them, and the fact that it's a word that you don't think you can recognize anyways. You're not sure what it is, but says that your attempts to interact with it have reacted with the substance, and you're taken back to your cell, and they take your dog friend as well.
So do they put him back in the original cell while I'm just across the hall now?
Yes.
Great.
So, Ice,
Yes.
you were brought into a similar room, except there is no table. There are only 4 large cubes, and you were told to interact with the cubes.
Okay.
Can your senses go through like glass?
I think they can. It's basically sixth sense sort of thing. Technically what happens is I just kind of roll to see if I can see something.
So you can go ahead and do that to see if you can perceive what's on the other side.
Yeah. It's referencing the size and speed table on page 550.
What?
So...
Okay, so yeah, there are 5 Earth ponies on the other side. All of them seem to be wearing lab coats, and a couple of them are wearing glasses, but other than that, there's like several monitors and some other equipment that you can't identify. So you pick up the first cube.
Yeah. How heavy is it?
Hold on, I need to check something. see. Okay. So the cube, when you pick it up, it's decently heavy, but it isn't like hard for you to move. They instruct you to place the cube on the ground and pick up the next one.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then.
This one, despite being the same size as the previous cube, is significantly heavier. It does take a little bit of effort, but you do manage to move it. And you are ordered to the next cube. This one, you will need to roll strength for.
Let me think. I will start off just with basic. Lifty boy.
Okay. So you are able to pick up this cube. You are instructed to place it off to one side, and then they tell you to attempt to move the final cube. This is the only one that they have said attempt rather than to instructing you to just pick it up.
Okay. In that case, I will stand still for about half a minute.
You are given in that time a warning to comply, or they will punish you.
I am complying. Where is that thing I was looking for? Ah, yes, power blow. Okay, I spend a fatigue point. And my strength is now effectively 22 for picking up the cube. So now she tries to pick up the cube.
Okay, roll me strength.
I'm not entirely sure how to edit it.
Just roll it, and then we'll go with the.
Should be 22.
Okay.
So it's a success by a 9? Or 8 or something?
Something like that. This cube,
11.
you managed to pick it up, and it is a struggle because this cube is exceedingly heavy, to the point where you're not entirely sure how they managed to fit this much mass into this little of a space. I'm not gonna have you roll because you have hypersensitive senses, but they're all in awe of your strength. Whenever they come to transfer you back to the cell, they put you in a pair of shackles that, without your power blow stuff, you're not going to be able to get out of, and even then it's going to be dicey.
Like heavy shackles, dang.
Made out of tungsten.
Okay. Now, for the other group, you have been given the suits. You are also been given the new identities with your actual names, with the exception of Doc, because his reasoning was Doctor is a funny name and doesn't sound appropriate, so he gave you the name of Bloody Needle.
Okay. It's not like I still have my license or anything.
But he then tells you that to remember to get the chip from an officer. However you do it quietly and discreetly and all of that. But like, get him that chip and he will get you what you need. And then he kicks you out of his workspace and leaves you to your own devices.
Wonderful.
So, which officer do you think? Where do you think we could jump an officer? A bathroom?
That could be one place. Vulnerable. Usually alone.
And we can just set them up unconscious on top of the toilet.
Would that
Mhm.
work?
Either that or
Maybe.
say they said the chip was in the helmet, right? So perhaps they take off the helmet and just leave it on the side because no one's going to mess with an officer's helmet.
Oh, we wait in the bathroom. Someone comes in to use it. We offer to hold their helmet for them, and then bam, we take it.
I will also
The,
remind you that he said
Restroom server.
that the barracks are the only place that they will allow soldiers to remove the battle suits. So you can also use that information to your advantage.
Find a officer's barrack with their empty suit and hope they leave the card in.
The bathroom idea is still viable. But I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't forget the information I just gave you.
Yeah.
No, I remembered that. I just
I'm also
figured
saying it partially for
Bathrooms
Wynn's benefit.
would be easier to more isolated.
Oh no, I already know. I am not really planning this one out. I'm letting they've got the plan down.
No passive passengers.
Laying the liars. Take care.
I am not a liar. It is my first day.
Not wrong.
Oh, you got me there.
See? See?
That is the truth. I'm gonna end
So,
up having compulsive lying proc and be like, it's my second day, and that's the lie.
So are we going to trap them in the bathroom then?
What? No, don't be weird. We're gonna jump in
I like how that was the weird part.
We just need a helmet. Why would we trap them in the bathroom?
God damn. Well,
we
would
aren't
they,
going
like,
to dunk them into the toilet. That's disgusting.
But
We
wouldn't
aren't
they, like,
savages.
Wouldn't they report the lost helmet or something? And
No, because we just take the chip out.
oh, okay.
Don't need the whole helmet. Not yet. So, bathroom plan it is?
Yep. Worst case scenario, I act like I'm one of the field medics and then make them paranoid about their health.
Yeah.
So next question. Where are you gonna find an officer?
I don't know. Officer's bathroom?
They gotta pee sometime, don't they?
Now, with how dehydrated they are with all the coffee they drink.
Where would an officer? Where would
Yeah,
an
they're
officer be?
Gonna be pissing like crazy. That's a good question. Probably not down with the common rabble.
Unless there's some kind of like maybe a special bar that they go to, you know? Maybe there, or
I doubt we'd be allowed into there considering we aren't officers.
oh, right. And I doubt we'd be able to go to some kind of like command place or something and just lure an officer into the bathroom or follow them there.
That's a good idea. We need to find
Unless
a
we
bathroom
were
near a
ordered to.
place of important people. Then we just wait. Just washing our hands for like 6 hours until someone shows up.
God damn it, Moon.
I'm gonna lose all my cloven fur.
You know, at first I was like, yeah,
The
this
water
isn't a
bill
bad
is going
plan,
to be
but
insane.
how is it possible the plan keeps getting worse by the second?
Because no plan ever survived thinking about it a second time.
I thought that it was
Overthinking
the whole-
and properly planning is overrated.
I thought it was that no plan survives contact with the enemy, but okay, that works too.
No. You should have seen how many times I sat there and reworked my entire organization because I was just feeling it out.
Well, either way, let's I guess that's what we're gonna do then, and unless that we're still in the place with the guy, right? Most description I can actually come up with.
No, you're out in the alley. He kicked
no,
you
I
out
just
of his
realized.
workspace.
I'm no better than
Unless-
Pyre. I'm a cult leader.
Unless that wait,
Hey, that's my job.
what about the guard that you were befriending? Remember? Maybe he knows an officer that we can like
Yeah.
get to.
Can you use observation to figure out where officers actually go and hang out?
Not from this alley.
Well, let's find a better place to.
Observe.
Yeah.
Okay, lead the way.
I don't know where I'm going. You lead the way.
Well, okay. Follow me, I guess. And she starts walking off.
I follow.
Miraculously,
I follow.
you do not get lost following Gear Grease.
Well, yeah. They're too truthful, and every wrong way is technically a lie.
What?
Don't worry, it logics out if you don't think about it.
So, where are we going first? And I look at Moon when I say that.
I don't know. Bathroom? Central corridor?
How about we ask around for maybe an officer? Like maybe some of the other people here know where one is.
Yeah, but then we had to figure out a reason why we're asking.
Well, reassignments, right? Would that work?
Maybe.
So, before you guys do anything else, Nez, as you were sitting fidgeting in your cell, a very seemingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Absurdly armed pack of guards. So we're talking like 15 of them all show up at your cell, grab you, and bundle you off You are being dragged along again towards the research area, though you are taken much further in than you were before. And you are locked in a room with a TV.
Is the TV on?
The TV is currently not on. But as you are sitting unsure of what is going on, the TV, or not the TV, the speaker overhead crackles to life and somebody speaks through it. Give me just a sec. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Hello there. Can you hear me?
I'm just gonna frown at the speaker. And stare down at my straight jacket again and frown at the speaker again.
Can you understand what I was saying?
Yes, the speaker asked if I could hear it, and then I frowned at the speaker, looked down at my jacket, and frowned at the speaker again.
I'm afraid we cannot remove the jacket. Are you capable of speech?
No. I say out loud.
Very well. This test is going to be very, shall we say, interesting for us. But we need you to watch what is on the TV and describe what you see.
I know exactly what's going on, but Should I roll to act on what I'm guessing, or should I just... Because I think they're about to show me, like cognito hazards.
You can roll if you would like.
Okay, no, I think I'll just act on that. I guess I'm gonna look at the TV until it turns on.
So the TV sparks to life, and the first thing on the screen is just a simple circle.
Okay. I tilt my head at the circle. I'm not sure why they're showing me a circle.
Subject 013, please describe what you see on the screen.
It's a circle.
Very good.
The screen flickers and it displays a square.
A square?
It flickers again and displays a triangle.
Triangle. What's the point of this?
It is called a control group. Now, please continue observing the screen and describing what you see.
The screen flickers again, and you are shown a series of shapes again. To you, there is seemingly no difference.
Okay.
Do you
continue listing what I see, I guess?
Okay.
Until I see something significantly different.
So the speaker crackles again, and the researcher on the other side says,
Okay, series of images may come across as somewhat disturbing depending on you.
I psych myself up and get ready to bluff my ass off.
So, the first image you see is of a decapitated head.
Okay, I don't need to bluff for that one. I just grimace and like turn away from the screen. Do I really have to look at that?
013, please describe what you see.
I give it another quick glance and then look away again. It's a severed head.
Interesting. And the next image.
The image switches, and it's the grinning face of Saragus. It is way too close to the screen, and the grin is uncomfortably wide. Like, his face should not be able to accommodate it, but somehow still does, kind of wide.
Emerald is gonna stare at that for a second, not sure how to react to it.
013.
It's a smile? And he says unsure.
Interesting. Any further descriptors that you can use?
It's a big smile.
Very well.
The image flickers again, and this time, rather than a still image, it is a moving image of something in yellow rags with tentacles just kind of streaming out from under it. It looks like it was originally equine in shape, but now is just kind of a mockery of that form as it turns to you and reaches through the screen. Roll me a fright check
Yeah.
at a -5.
Shoot.
Okay. You are still in the straitjacket, but you are now making your best attempt to escape the thing in the screen. Roll me a perception at a -4 for hearing.
Okay. I will note that I'm making no attempt to contain my screaming. What did you want me to do?
Perception -4 for hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
It says
After that.
something but you're a little too busy screaming and attempting to run for your life. But you do hear
013 has adverse reaction to cognito hazard.
followed by the sound of the door opening, and like you're screaming and struggling and barely aware of it, but you are back in your cell. For Sen and Pyre, he's like this for the next 3 hours. As for my other group, you guys eventually find your way to what appears to be a very a fairly decent sized like chow area. Let's see. Roll me a perception. Or no, you were using observation. Moon. Roll me an observation. Do a -3 since you don't have like savoir-faire or anything or military.
Oh hey, they refined the dice rolling thing, so it looks a lot nicer now.
Neat. You still fail.
Oh. Well, I guess there's only...
What?
I'm making a joke.
Wait, what?
Fail observation, blow everything up.
Yeah, so you don't see anybody that looks officery. But you do have like a heads-up display now that does tell you people's names when you get close enough. So you could essentially go sniffing people to figure out what rank they are, but
Let's see.
eventually that will start to arouse suspicion if you do not find who you need quickly.
Alright, you two. I need a totally plausible but potentially made-up name. Preferably made up.
Didn't you already get one?
No, not for
Yeah,
me.
you already got one.
I almost said
No,
Jack
yeah,
the
it was
Ripper.
for you.
Wrong game.
Wasn't it Bloody Needle or something?
It was Bloody Needle.
No, I think I know what he's doing. He doesn't want to... Moon does not want the name for Doc. Moon wants a name
I need
for...
it that way I can keep asking where this person is.
Oh, wow.
How about Midnight Dawn?
Yeah, that sounds like some shit. I use asking, like just constantly asking around if anyone's seen Midnight Dawn, as a way to just like walk up to people without actually having to like make it obvious. I'm just trying to catch their rank.
So other than getting a lot of who the fuck is that and who would have such a weird name, you do start to notice a trend that all of these guys seem to be very low ranked. Like they are lower ranked than the rank that you were given by the Griffin that jailbroke your armor. In other words,
Well,
it seems like you found the general populace chow hall.
I'm gonna go anywhere not here.
Not gonna
Yeah.
lie, like out of character, I was kind of expecting Doc to like act like an officer, cause a small problems or a scene, and then yell at
'cause
someone and demand their
I can
officer.
see their rank, they can see mine.
Oh, right.
We're in the same suit. You know, not the same exact suit, but the same kind of suit.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. I forgot about the heads-up display. So, did you find anything?
No, this is all grunts. But if you ever want to make someone like sweep a floor or something, this is the place to find someone.
Okay.
As you guys are talking about it, somebody enters from the far end of the room, and the entire Chow Hall stops what they are doing to stand up and salute as this guy like walks through. Even from where you're at, it displays his rank as being just shy of the top ranked officials as he walks through the Chow Hall and starts talking to one of the cooks behind the counter.
I'm gonna
Follow
salute.
everyone else and salute.
I'm gonna whisper
So,
to
like,
Doc.
for all intents and purposes, you just had a general officer walk in, Moon.
Oh. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
So I'm going to break
Yeah,
that down for
whispering
the
over, I feel like he's a big deal.
Yeah.
to break that down for people without a military background. It goes enlisted, non-commissioned officer, commissioned officer, and then general officer. And general officers are the generals. So brigadier general, major general, general.
In other words, they are very, very high rank.
Yes.
Which is
They-
a very, very
Yeah,
good
they're
access.
generally general.
Yeah, they're generally general.
They're like the managers.
This guy is the kind of
Or
guy
it's
that would,
Bob from corporate.
that would only answer to the likes of Steelbrand.
Okay. If you fuck up around him, summarily executed.
I'm gonna whisper to Doc. Are we gonna rob him?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
He goes behind the counter and is back in the kitchen for several minutes before walking out. Do you guys tell him?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I said the wrong way.
Surprisingly, I don't have shadowing.
Oh wait, we need a skill for that? Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a skill.
Yeah, I'm not running an assassin build, so I'm out of that too.
Yep, I do not have that.
What can we use as substitutes?
IQ -5, observation -5, or stealth -4.
I'll use I'll use intelligence -5.
Yeah, that's like my best bet.
Where's -5?
Come on, roll very good. It's an 8 to pass.
Give
So this is
me
going to be interesting.
give me luck.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Critical failure.
Not good
What,
at
are you
following
fucking tripping
people.
on the man?
So
Oops, sorry, I was just trying to follow you.
it's the moment in Star Wars where that one stormtrooper slams his head on the door. It's that.
So as you
The
guys
very loud ringing.
are following him, he comes to an abrupt stop as Ivory, you were not paying enough attention and you immediately rear-end him.
Oh no.
He turns around and looks at you guys. His name is Brittlestar, as he asks, "What in the hell are you three doing?"
My apologies, sir. I'm escorting a concussed soldier to Medbay.
Medbay is in the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
Oh. I feel like they should have sent someone not concussed to do this.
He
Yeah,
Face hoofs
everybody's
as
gonna
he's-
salute and apologize.
This is the equivalent of like pinching the bridge of their nose, but he face hoofs and says, "Turn around and head towards Medbay now, before I find your commanding officer."
Yes, sir.
I start walking backwards, dragging Ivory with me.
Yeah.
I'm-
Ivory will kowtow and follow.
I'm actually going to panic a bit and bow, and then walk off with the others.
What the fuck did you bow?
I panicked. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to be the only non-concussed one here.
I don't know. Let's just go.
So, as
We all have a concussion.
as you were, because you can't see his expression, but you hear a very irritated tone of voice. Hold up a minute. Did you just fucking bow to me?
I'm gonna whisper to Doc. I think he's onto us.
You're fucked.
Just take getting chewed out.
I'm gonna turn around. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. And then
The following tirade teaches you a few new words that you didn't know existed for describing things that you never wanted described that way. As this guy absolutely blows up in your face over it. This lasts for about roughly 3 hours of him berating you while making you do humiliating shit.
God damn.
Before he's finally satisfied enough, or more accurately, bored enough of the situation to let you go. In that time, though, you have now learned thoroughly where everything in the base is, and all the ins and outs of savoir-faire military to get each of you get basic savoir-faire military.
Okay.
Ooh.
Tasks failed successfully.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Hey, bow to more people. I want more skills.
I promise you that Moon can vouch that this is something that could potentially actually happen in real life. Honestly. Piss off the wrong person. Savoir-faire military.
Alright.
Okay.
You get a crash course under duress, so it's only at the basic level.
Someone else gonna take care of it.
What's up?
Okay, so just like 1 point in it.
Yes.
So the worst part is that he took care of it himself instead of like finding anyone else to be like, hey,
He
take care of that.
took such personal offense to being bowed to.
I'm guessing that's IQ plus 0 then?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, basic, yes. Because it's minus 13.
Anyways. Sen.
Were we all like dragged for that entire thing, or was it just Gear Grease?
No, y'all had to bear witness and participate.
Okay. Good to know.
No, this is military thinking. So if someone fails, everybody fails.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that gave me so
I've
much
heard of that
savoir-faire.
one before, yeah.
Anyways, you're welcome. Sen,
Yes.
you get dragged off again, and essentially they're making you do a workout. You are picking up heavy shit and putting it back down again.
Oh, cool. I love picking stuff up and putting it down.
They seem to be trying to test the upper limits of your strength. So, roll me 3 strength checks, and we're gonna see how many of them you pass with your power blow.
Yeah. It only rolled once. Oh well, I guess I can't queue them up.
How did they get more and more? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask.
I'm only warming up.
So, you successfully do what they're saying, and as you are being dragged back to your cell, roll me a hearing perception at a -2.
At a -2. I see. Modifier buckets be like, okay.
So, as you're being dragged past several research rooms, you hear somebody mention something being incredibly interesting about 013. That's all you hear, though. Because you're being dragged quickly and, you know, clanky armor, sounds of research. Too much in between you and them.
Oh.
Higher.
That means nothing to me.
You were dragged again. This time you were put in front of a coin similar to the one that Nez disintegrated. You don't know that Emerald disintegrated one, but you're set in front of one and told to touch it.
Pyre's just kind of like looking at the coin, kind of looks at the window. With my hoof or my horn?
They tell you that it doesn't matter as long as you touch it.
Pyre just rolls her eye again and lightly touches the coin.
It glows faintly in response. Go ahead and roll perception. Hearing. They seem interested in the fact that you are eliciting a higher than usual response from they call them arcane receptive materials. And you also hear that given enough time, something may return to you, but you're not entirely sure because of the separation between you and them. Then you are bundled up and dragged back to the cell again. It is about 2 hours in, almost 2 o'clock here. Do we want to go ahead and put a pin in it for the day?
I think it's a good spot to put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good enough.
Yeah, Pen.
For those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. We will be going live tomorrow evening for the Sunday Rivals game. More than likely it'll be the usual crew, plus whoever else shows up. Other than that,
I might.
go ahead.
I said I might be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be too.
Other than that, I hope that everyone has a wonderful afternoon and great weekend. I will probably be live at least a couple times next week before I head out for, actually probably just once, before I head out for BabsCon. And if you guys are going to be at BabsCon, be sure to keep an eye out for me. I will be wandering around there. But otherwise, everyone have a wonderful... Oh my god, everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and don't forget to drink water.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Hydrate or
Thanks.
hydrate.
See ya.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.